Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Jimmy Lever, Director of Church Relations at Pregnancy Choices. Really focusing on men's ministry, aren't you?
Yes.
Tell us what's available now for men, and then what's your dream? What would you love to be able to have available for men in the future?
Right. Right now, what's really available for men is we do have a program that's called Just for Dads. But that happens pretty much once a month for dads, and they can come in, and some of the things we do talk about are being a fatherhood, the importance of fatherhood, also finances. Do you understand finances? We talk about jobs, putting together a resume or anything like that. To help those fathers. Mm-hmm. And also we have that 24/7 dad class that we're starting. That's like a 6-week curriculum that we take the men through, and they just talk about different issues about being a father. Mm-hmm. And then what we do plan in the future is with the men's ministry. And I've given it a name, and I'm excited about the name because the name is powerful, and we're going to call that Foundations.
Nice.
We want to make sure men have the right and proper foundation when it comes to being a father, when it comes to being a husband, when it just comes to being that the head of that household. And we want to make sure that we're able to cover areas that most curriculums wouldn't allow. So we really want to touch the inner part of that man and really get them to understand that it's important to be in that child's life. There are too many fatherless homes in America, period. And we need the men in the home.
I'm glad you brought that up. With divorce at the high rates that it is, and in the Christian community as much as not in the Christian community, we haven't really been great examples there, even in the Christian community. It's just the same rates across the board. So if a young man has not had a dad in his daily life, it's difficult to be a dad. You haven't seen that modeled, right, other than the every other weekend fun, let's go to a park and have lunch together and then get dropped off. It's different. It's difficult to parent long distance when you're only getting those touches every once in a while. So if a young man has not had that example set for them, how can they be a dad?
It's very difficult. And even with some of the statistics they have, even just some of the statistics I just want to talk about, for fatherless homes, it's 4 times greater risk of poverty for that child. For the teens, it's 7 times more likely they will become pregnant as a teen. It's more likely they're going to have behavioral problems, and it's more likely they're going to face abuse and neglect. And it's something we really focus on. Is also a 2 times greater risk of infant mortality. That you will see, and also they're more likely to abuse of drugs and alcohol, and more likely to go to prison. So these are some of the things that we're concerned about. We want to change that trend.
All of these things because a father has not been in the home.
Yes.
That's startling.
Yes.
Because that's way too many kids.
Way too many kids, and the statistics show 24 million. Out of 24 million children in America, 1 out of 3 live without a biological father in their home.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So wonderful that you're doing something about this and that you're seeing young men say, I want to step up. I want to be a man. I want to be a dad.
Yes.
That's the step one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Something you just mentioned, infant mortality. The rates here in Stark County are horrific.
Yes, it is.
I have heard that of the 50 states, Ohio ranks 49th out of 50 as far as the infant mortality. And then of Ohio, Stark County is at the bottom. So we are at the bottom of the country.
Yes.
As far as a baby being able to reach age 1. Pregnancy Choices is doing something about that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, we have a program called Vital. And I think it's an excellent program. But I can't sit in on it. But it's because it's more of a connection. It's more personal. It's more. There's a group of ladies that can grow together and bond together whose due date are about the same time. So they're able to come together, grow what it means to be a mother. I mean, they go through different curriculums and they talk about motherhood, but at the same time they bond together. They become friends. They have a support group, and that support group, our prayer is that it's going to last forever. I mean, if there is a crisis, if there is something going on, they know they do have someone they can connect to.
It's wonderful. And very practical things, too. If you aren't taking your vitamins because you can't afford them, Pregnancy Choices will make those prenatal vitamins available to you. All kinds of things like that, just to assure a healthy baby. And then they give you a car seat. They give you a pack and play so that, I mean, my goodness, just for the free car seat and pack and play.
Not only that babies, prior to that, they have a baby shower for the baby.
So cool.
So imagine all these ladies are together and they're having a baby shower and they're being showered with gifts because they deserve it.
And everything you need, the baby food, everything is there. Diapers, everything available for free from Pregnancy Choices.
And the reason it's for free is because of our donors, again, because of our churches. I mean, our churches and donors and people who truly believe in what we're doing. I mean, they would drop off diapers. We have people call and say we want to donate this. We have churches say we want to have a baby shower, and that alone is, it can leave you like now. It can leave me just voiceless. I really don't know what to say because how grateful you are. You see, you hear somebody in the office say we're getting low on wipes, and next thing you know, the next morning someone brings in a box of wipes.
So cool. Yeah, I know.
What can there's nothing you can really say. It's like, wow, God, thank you.
Yeah.
So our prayers at church is really, I mean, if God places you on our heart to do anything, even if it's just donation or volunteers, we're always praying and looking for volunteers because we need them. So much is going on, and we can do so much more with the help of our volunteers, too.
So as Director of Church Relations, then what kinds of outreach do you have to the churches so that they can do these kinds of things? Like, do they just on their own say, let's do a baby shower for Pregnancy Choices, contact you? How does that work, Jimmy?
Well, even as Church Relations Director, my desire is really to talk with that pastor, to talk with that mission leader and inform them of what we do here at Pregnancy Choices, that everything is free and what we have to offer to the churches. I mean, some churches have great, huge, youth ministries, and we want to be able to come in with our sold out team and speak with the youth about having a healthy relationship, and so to be able to teach them about that, or allowing the church to inform the congregation. There may be someone in this church who may be struggling with abortion, but also there may be someone in this church who has a heart for those people who are struggling, and you can be a part and help out. You can be a part to minister to those individuals at your church. But we will equip you, and we will give you all the tools you need at Pregnancy Choices also to be effective in your church. Even as a ministry in your church, you can reach out and help individuals.
I'm really glad you brought that up because, yes, certainly in any congregation, there's going to be women there who have had abortions, and some of them are still trying to deal with that emotionally. There's absolutely no judgment when you contact Pregnancy Choices because so many of the peer counselors you will meet with have been there. They are in your shoes. Yeah. And to be able to accept Christ's forgiveness, but to be able to forgive yourself too is going to be so important as they move on. So I'm glad you brought that up as well. Lots of peer counseling involved at the same time. You are getting into baby bottle boomerang season. What in the world is that?
Well, baby bottle boomerang. Look at it. It can be a tongue teaser too. But we what we like to do is come into a church and have them participate in baby bottle boomerang.
What is that, Jimmy? What do you do?
What it is we take a bottle and we come before the church, and we really allow them to understand what's happening at Pregnancy Choices. But this is one way of giving and helping Pregnancy Choices, because everything is free, but there's $10 billion of uncirculated coins that, based on Coinstar, if you know Coinstar that's in the stores, they say it's $10 billion of uncirculated coins.
In the country?
In the country.
So under our couches?
Under the couches,
if we all got together, we'd have $10 billion.
In your car seats.
Oh, my gosh.
In your jeans, in your pockets, there's coins. So what we ask, if individuals, they can go home, fill those baby bottles up. You can fill it up with coin. If you want to put a check in there, we're grateful for that. If you want to put bills in there, we're grateful for that. But this is our biggest way of helping Pregnancy Choices. It's one of our hugest way of just continuing to support the ministry. So it's
amazing how much you have raised just from churches filling up these baby bottles.
Yes.
Like, give us the amount.
Well, last year we were able to do over $80,000 just with baby bottles,
That's incredible.
And this year is our prayer that we were going to do $100,000. We're going to exceed that, and so we're just asking churches loose change. And it's an easy way for churches to participate without people not tithing. They can still tithe and still give. Just by the coins that we collect. Loose change.
Fill up those baby bottles. Walk for Life is something that you will be holding in the spring on May 20th. What can churches be doing in the meantime?
In the meantime, churches can be thinking about individuals they would want to participate, who they would want to have support them as they walk. So. Mm-hmm. So those who like to walk, those who just want to enjoy the fellowship of just being around other Christians, other believers, and at the same time knowing it's for a good cause, we ask that you start to think about that. And
if a church wanted to throw a car wash or bake sale now and start to collect and then bring it to the walk, you wouldn't turn that down, would you?
No, we wouldn't. So this year, well, it'll be next year. I want to. We're in a new fiscal year, so this fiscal year, mm-hmm. we want more churches to be involved. We want more churches to be excited about the walk that's about to happen. And our prayers, again, I have big goals, is to have over 500 people there walking, enjoying the day, fellowshipping with one another, and knowing that, it's for a good cause.
Awesome. The movie Voiceless was just out. We understand that it's been held over. Your take on it?
Awesome movie. We were excited as at Pregnancy Choices. We were able to bring the premiere of this movie to the Massillon Theater and also to the Akron Regal Theater off the interstate. And at Massillon, we had over 250, let me take that back, over 250 individuals come see the movie, and we had over 150 come at the Akron movie theater, and everyone I spoke with, everyone I talked to said it was a great movie.
It was.
Thank you for bringing it. We're going to tell everyone, and the voices must have got out. People must have talked about it because they kept the movie. So individuals must have, over the weekend, say, we're going to see this movie, and they did.
Check it out. It's still in the Akron Interstate in the Akron area, Regal Cinema. We're so out of time, so we'll just say on November 10th, author, speaker, wonderful guy, Scott Klusendorf is going to be speaking. Go to the website, pregnancychoicesforme.org, to get that information. Jimmy Lever, thank you so much for being here, and thanks
welcome.
for all you're doing in our community.
Thank you.